Hi, I'm Brandon, and I wanted to talk about art and engineering today. This topic came up because an artist friend of mine once asked me, Brandon, why did you get into engineering? Isn't it just math and academics? What do you do that's practical? What do you make? Now, he's a creative writing major, so I didn't take him too seriously. But what he said got me thinking, why does he, as an artist, think himself so different than me as an engineer? In fact, why do people see art and engineering as immiscible, separate, like oil and water? Today, I want to go over this. I want to actually go over what connects art and engineering, as well as what connects the artist and the engineer, and why an engineer is an artist. But to answer these questions, I have to ask a very simple question first. What is art? Art means a great many things to a great many people. But to me, art is culture. Art is defined by the culture just as much as culture is defined by the arts. And you see this throughout history. As culture changes, as people change, as technology changes, and as the needs and desires of society change, so too does art. But that sounds familiar to me. That sounds like engineering. Everyone know what this is? This is the Roman aqueducts, a marvelous system of engineering that brings water to Rome, even up hills. How about a more modern example? The Falkirk wheel in Scotland. This connects two water channels by lifting boats out of one and placing them in the other. Amazing. So what connects the Falkirk wheel, the Roman aqueducts, and art? Well, they're both products of the culture and the needs of the people. They're products of the time and technology. What else? So what else is art? What makes some art successful? They stay in the minds of the public, while others fall by the wayside. Well, special art, successful art, is one very special thing. It inspires people. It grabs the hearts, the minds, the attention of the public, and doesn't let go. But can engineering do this? I believe yes. Take my example, the International Space Station. This made me and countless other kids dream of a future in science, engineering, space, all as we don plastic fishbowls on our heads. But there's something else that did this, 30 years before the ISS went up, and that was something called Star Trek. In the 60s, Star Trek inspired hundreds of kids to get into science and engineering, to dream about space travel and a future in the stars. It made people grow up and do things like develop cell phones, work on the ISS, and fulfill these dreams. It also made people want to become screenwriters or actors, artists. Now, why do engineers and artists get into these projects? Why do we want to build the ISS? Why do we want to make things like Star Trek? It's because the artist and the engineer are fueled by the same thing, passion. Passion for their fields, passion for their projects, passion to create new things and solve problems. And you know, we both suffer for it. The artist and the engineer, you've heard the stereotypes, the starving artist, the overworked engineering student. We make sacrifices for our passions, but through that we can do great things. So what else connects the artist and the engineer? Well, our toolkits, not paintbrushes and wrenches, but the skills we use, the creative and the logical. Now, as an electrical engineering student, when I make circuits, I need logic, sure, all the math and all that stuff. But I use creativity too. Not just how to lay out the pieces of the circuit, but also how to solve problems I couldn't solve by just mathematics alone. Likewise, when I'm sitting down playing my guitar, there's lots of creativity there, but there's also a logic to it. I have to figure out where each individual piece of the music goes and how to best play them. Now, I kind of know what you're thinking already by now. So what? I'm probably preaching to the choir, all you engineering kids out there. But this presentation is about more than just dispelling the myths that engineers are not creative people, or engineers are not social people, or engineers are artists. Because right now, we're doing that. Right here, right now, I know lots of engineering students out there can prove that engineering students can be creative. Engineers can be very social people. And I've been talking about how engineers have been artists for 5 minutes now. What's so important is, as engineers, we bridge the gaps between two different worlds, the culture of the artistic and the culture of the scientific. And when we know this, when we get a hold of this and we use our creativity and logic, we can do great things. Take Leonardo da Vinci, the epitome of artist-engineer. With his logic and with his creativity, he made amazing works of art, as well as crazy inventions that people never even thought of at the time. Likewise, take EDART Foundation. They use their engineering skills to build wonderful works of art that bring light to social and cultural issues. As engineers, we are not just engineers. As engineers, we are the bridge between the culture of the artistic and the culture of the scientific. With both of them, when we see ourselves not just paralleling artists, but as artists, we can do many great things. One of the best things we can do is inspire. Inspire thinkers, inspire dreamers, inspire artists, and inspire engineers. At the very end of the day, us as engineers, us as artists, we are defined by our culture, just as much as our culture is defined by the engineering we create. Thank you.